I'm going to have a super easy supper tonight. I've been so busy and I've got to go back and keep working on the things that I've been working on earlier this morning. But I want to get started with supper because I want to make a dessert. Since I'm going to make a really easy supper, I thought, well, we need something nice to eat. Corey and Austin and Woodrow are going to eat with us. They're going to make some music with Paul afterwards, so I thought it would be nice to have some kind of little dessert. But I got to do something quick. So I'm going to make one of my, I guess it is probably my favorite if I'm in a real hurry to make a dessert because it is just so quick. Now, cobblers and all those things are quick too. And I love them too, but this one just seems super simple and quick to me. I have a video that I did when I first started YouTube about it, so you might remember it. It's like a cheesecake, but it's not the traditional cheesecake like that has to bake and all that. It's a faux, I guess, cheesecake. But I grew up eating them at Granny's house. That's where I learned how to make them, and always loved them. And you can dress it up. You can put, you know, berries. You could sprinkle some berries on it, be real pretty. You could cover it with, you know, like strawberry pie filling or something like that if you wanted to. I rarely do either of those. I just serve it just like it is. And you can also use, and it's way better, I think, if you make your own crust, your own graham cracker crust. I think it tastes better. I'm not doing that today because I'm in such a hurry, and I've got one that I had in the cabinet, and I'm just going to use it. This is my little cookbook, one of the ones that I have from Granny when I had first got married. She let me take this one with me. She still got other cookbooks, of course. This on the back, I'm just looking at it now. It says October 6, 1984. This was grape jelly she wrote down. She even had a little stamp that says this recipe from the kitchen of Evelyn Luzine Wilson. She must have just been practicing right there. Anyway, it's got a lot of it's her handwriting, a lot of different, there was a pineapple pie, maple fluff frosting, just meatloaf, all kinds of different things. So she gave me this when I got married, and then when I would call her to make something, like the first time I wanted to make this pie, I was like, I shouldn't remember how to make that. It's so easy, but I don't, so I called Granny. So you can see my handwriting where I wrote down cheesecake. That's why it's so easy. So it just takes one block of 8-ounce cream cheese. I think it's 8 ounces, is it? Yep. So there's I've got it over there softening. Sweetened condensed milk, 14 ounces of that. Lemon juice, 1/3 of a cup. You could use the concentrate, you know, like what you buy in the bottle, or do your own. And then vanilla, and that's it. You just whip it all up together until it's real smooth. Pour it in your graham cracker pie shell. Put it in the refrigerator until it cools. Until it, you know, firms back up, and then serve it. And again, you could dress it up by putting berries or something on it. You could get more graham crackers and sprinkle on top. You could do whatever. I'm sure there's lots of other things. You could drizzle chocolate on it. That would be good. Drizzle some kind of like strawberry syrup on it. All those things would be good. I normally just leave it just like it is, and it's tasty like that. So I've got my cream cheese in there. I'm just going to let it be mixing for a few minutes while I get the can opener to open my sweetened condensed milk. Cool. Now I'm going to just add all the other ingredients.
And the first ingredient will be love.
Yeah, love. Lots of love.
And the second ingredient, as long as you don't get mad, will be happiness.
Well, I'm happy.
And the third ingredient...
I sure have a lot of love, so...
That's right. The third ingredient will be sharing, because you're going to share it with all of us. Unless you change your mind and...
Eat it all for myself.
You decide as soon as it gets out of the... Well, is it going to go in the oven?
No, it's in
the refrigerator. As soon as it gets done setting up, you may take it and run with it.
Might
None of us will know where you went.
Go and hide it and eat it all to myself.
You could take it and put it in the creek to keep it cold.
I wouldn't do you like that. Here's our teaspoon of vanilla and the lemon juice, and that's it. And then we'll just let it whip until it gets smooth. Okay, I think we're all smooth now. You can see it's just, well, really you're just trying to get the cream cheese to, you know, smooth out is basically what you're doing. So it gets it real fluffy there. So now I'm just going to pour it in my pie shell, put it in the refrigerator, go back to what I would clean up my mess, and then go back to what I was doing. And then this will be ready when I make our really, really quick, easy supper tonight. We'll have a good dessert, and the supper will be good too. It's just easier than what I usually do.
So I'm headed down to the big garden, pull some corn for supper. Corey and Austin's gonna come eat with us, so I'm gonna go pull a little bit of corn to go with supper. It's about to play out. Won't be too many more trips down there to get corn, so have to enjoy this while it lasts. Go over here and see if we can find a few ears to pull. Ain't gonna be long, it's all gonna be done. There's 8 or 9 rows back there in the back. I don't know if you can see any of that or not, but it's about played out, and there's 4 rows up here in the front that we planted about 3 weeks later, and they're coming in pretty good now, so won't be very long and the corn will be over. But we did put some up, we canned a bunch of it, so, and we may can some more of this before it's over, but we're trying to eat on it hard as we can go because it's so good. And get inside here and get some of these on the inner rows. It's a little harder to get to in case Paul or Corey or somebody wants to come pick some. They can pick these outer rows, or this outer row. It's a little easier for them to get to. There's a bunch of these. It's little bitty ears, and that's what Paul likes, so I may save some of those. That's a little bitty ear there, but I can tell it's full inside and kind of juicy, so it'll be good. Let's see here how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. I think that'll be enough with everything else we're eating for supper. All right, go back up a hill and get the shucking and silking. Back to the barn.
So it's about supper time for me to fix my very quick supper I'm going to have tonight. Glad Matt went and got the corn for me, got it all shucked. I've got it ready to go into the hot water. Not got the water hot yet though, into the boiling water. Hadn't done that part yet. So what I'm going to have is so simple. It's just hot dogs. We're going to have hot dogs, and we're going to have the corn to go with it. That'll be really simple. Tasty though, good. We like hot dogs. And then I'll have that pie for dessert. So I've got some cabbage. I've got to make some slaw. I've got some chili that I had in the freezer. When we make chili in the winter time or whenever we make it, whatever's left over, I just put it in a little container, pop it in the freezer, and then I know I can use it again for hot dogs. Of course, somebody could just warm it up and eat it too, but a lot of times we'll just use it for hot dogs. So I've got to put that in a pot over there and warm it up, which it'll be done as soon as it's warm. When it comes to hot dogs, my favorite hot dogs are actually made at Adams Market here in Cherokee County where I live. They're just the best hot dogs ever. There at the market. They're so good, and they hand make them, of course, but I don't always have them. I don't always get to go up there and visit with the very nice folks there. So when I can't do that, my favorite hot dog is Nathan's. That's just personal preference. Other people love Oscar Mayer. There's all kinds of different ones, so that's just personal, whatever you want to do. Then, or whatever your preference is. Then when you figure out what kind of hot dog you want, there's so many different ways to cook them. We were talking about this recently at church one night when we had hot dogs and talking about them, and someone jokingly said, I never knew you could cook a hot dog any other way but boiling it, because that's what their mother did, just put it in boiling water, and warm it up. And we were all laughing about that. Of course, grilled, lots of people just like to throw them on the grill. That's really easy too. My favorite way to do them, now I don't object to them on the grill. If Matt wants to put them on the grill, that'd be great. But my favorite way to do it, if I'm doing it like tonight really quickly, doesn't take much time, is I put them in the oven on broil, and I broil them. That's what I do. It doesn't take very long. They turn out real good, and they turn out with a texture almost like they've been grilled because of that high heat, over them. I don't even turn them over. If you wanted to, you can go in there and kind of roll them around. That's usually what I do. I just in the oven, stick a knife in there and kind of roll them one way or the other, and that's all. Doesn't take long. You just have to keep an eye on them, of course, because if you're broiling really close to the broiler there, you could get a lot of black on them. Maybe that's how you like them, though. Have you known people like that in your lives? That when you grill hot dogs, they say, give me one that's black. They want the one that's really charred. That's the taste they like. So maybe you like that too. But I'm going to get my hot dogs ready, and then I'm going to have to do my cabbage. Go ahead and turn on my big pot of water to boil for my corn. Got to get that in the little pan over there. I've got a little saucepan so that it can be warming up. But first I'm going to get the hot dogs just ready to go in. I'll probably put them in, have the water boiling, and kind of let them be ready at the same time. So Corey and Austin's going to eat with us tonight, so it'll pretty much take all of these hot dogs. I can only eat one, but any that's left over, someone can eat them tomorrow. They can just warm them up. So there those are. You could just do them just like that and not do anything else to them, but I like to put something on them. So I like to put, this is like the coconut coconut aminos that the girls got us to use and that we like the flavor of. You could use Worcestershire sauce, anything like that. Or you could do nothing, whichever you want. And then some kind of seasoning. I like the Tony's Satcheries, we call it, but I don't seem to have any of that, so I just kind of turn them over, get both sides. Now these will be ready to go into the oven when I'm ready. So I'm going to set them right there, and then I'm going to get on my cabbage, and I guess I better go ahead and put the chili in those. Another thing I'll go ahead and do real quick before I start on the cabbage is I like to warm up our buns. This one's kind of falling apart. So I just, usually if it's just me and Matt, I'll just like open them up and set them right on the rack of the oven. But tonight, since there's a lot of us, I'll just kind of put them on here. And then just set this. When the hot dogs are just about done, or maybe even when they are done, then I'll just set this in the oven just for it to warm just a moment or so. I just think it makes your hot dog better. Some people like to toast them. I guess this is semi-toasting, at least warming them. Let's see. Matt, Corey, me, Katie, Austin. Maybe I'll do one more and leave one in case somebody wants to have two. Oftentimes in the winter, if we had this meal, we would have roasted potatoes with it, but I'm not going to do any potatoes since we've got that wonderful corn. Okay, now those are ready. Now I can start on the cabbage. I don't need to make too much slaw, just a little bit, but I'm going to use my food processor just to make it quick. Some people like slaw on their hot dogs and some people don't. It's just personal preference. It's funny, when maybe the first time we ever shared that we ate hot dogs or something, we said something about ketchup, and in some places people don't. It's like sacrilege. You don't put ketchup on your hot dog. Same way, some people don't put slaw. Some people, like, I don't even want a hot dog if it don't have slaw and chili on it. I gotta have it all. Some people feel like that about onions. They want the onions on it. Now the canned coleslaw that I make is good on hot dogs too. But I've got this cabbage that had already been cut on, so tonight we're going to have just slaw. Love cabbage. I love slaw too, but I've got, and that might just be enough, except thinking about tomorrow if somebody eats the leftovers. I still think that might be enough. Maybe I'll do just a tiny bit more. Of course, the slaw would be better if I'd made it early this morning when I made the pie, and it could have had time to marry, but it'll still be good. So I'm just going to make a very, very simple slaw. I've just got mayonnaise, whatever your favorite is. I'm going to put some salt. I'm going to put some pepper. Pinch of sugar. And like a teaspoon or so of half and half. And then I'm just going to stir it all up. Okay, that looks good. On to the next thing. I'm just using this little pie plate for a lid on my pot. Chili's getting there. There's just still one piece of frozen part in the middle. Just let it keep cooking. I got my water going. May have got it too early. I'm going to turn it down a little bit and get ready to put the hot dogs in the oven. I just got the hot dogs out. Something so I can move them around. You can see they do get almost like they're grilled. That's just some of the stuff that I'd put on them. So I'm going to set them right here. I probably should try to cover them with something though so they'll stay warm. And then I'm going to put the buns in and put the corn in, and we'll be ready to eat. Cover them that. It's not flat. Maybe that'll be better, a little bit better. I think that'll work for just till we get done with the corn, which takes 3 minutes. I put the buns in the oven. It's already turned off. It's not on broil anymore, so it's just real hot is all. And that'll help toast them up. And then I'm ready to do my corn. So there's so many different ways to do boiled corn. You have to do it the way that pleases you. This is what pleases us. So I have the water boiling right there, and I'll just start dropping the corn in. Now that it's all in there, I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. That's how long we like to boil ours. I'll try to make that one get down in there a little bit more. There. Better. It's just about 3 minutes is just about up. Sometimes I'll come back at the very end and put the ones that was on the bottom on the top. I'm not sure you need to do that, but just trying to get them all equally cooked. There's our timer. Get the buns out and we'll be ready to eat. Chili warmed up nicely, so I think I'll just leave it in the pot. Okay, Very, very quick supper. I even made some lemonade this morning after I made the pie. I thought, well, I've got that lemon, I've got another lemon, I should just make some lemonade real quick, so I did. So I chopped up some little onion, red onion. We've got the slaw, the chili, got the condiments, whoever wants it. Got some butter for the corn, and got the hot dogs. So I think I'm ready to call them to eat. All right, y'all, grab and growl. Probably should move the lemonade where they can get to it easier.
Yeah. Time to feed me?
Yep, time to feed you. Hot dogs and corn, pretty good meal. I even made you some lemonade, and you got a dessert.
Won't be worth nothing, not that I was to start with. I will be in the negative as far as usefulness.
Hot dogs, I was trying to keep them warm.
I love hot dogs.
Best ones if we had some from Adams, but second best I like Nathan's. As far as what you buy at the grocery store, I'm sure there's some good ones out there. So everybody can look at how Matt does his hot dog. He puts mayonnaise. I don't
Do not judge, but I don't care if you do. I'm still going to eat it though. A little bit of that. Oops.
There's your napkin.
I have got mustard all over your stuff here.
That's all right. You got some mayonnaise on your fingers when I was getting you. Ooh, and I put it in the.
I fixed that.
Didn't do you much good. I put it in the sauce there. Cover that back up. Of course, the corn is the star of the show.
You think so?
Oh yeah. See, Matt don't put his slaw on his hot dog.
I love slaw, but I do not want slaw on my hot dog. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry to disappoint.
To each his own, right?
I'll eat it right alongside it. I'm the same way with onions. You know how I like onions.
Yeah.
I don't want onions on my hamburger either, but I'll eat them beside it.
Yeah.
I'm weird that way. You married a weirdo.
Nah.
Sorry.
To each his own. To each his own.
Am I not going fast enough to suit you?
Oh, you're doing fine. Take
I
your
actually
time.
want another one of those.
Well, take it. Get another one. Take it. Sounds like the rest of our bunch is having a party, so they ain't in no hurry.
Well, they're just unsophisticated. Not hardly as polished and cultured as you and I.
Yeah.
Don't everybody eat corn on the cob with hot dogs?
Well, it's true. We eat corn on the cob, roasting ears, as we'd say, pretty much with everything this time of the year.
I'd eat it with an old shoe. This is gonna be good.
Huh? Okay, now I'll show how I fix mine. First of all, I'm going to get the corn and I'm just going to cut mine off. I like to cut it off before I eat it. Got some happy boys that's hungry too. Leave that because I know Corey will want to cut hers too. So here's my bun. First thing I like to do is first got to put ketchup right down the middle of it. And get the ketchup to come out. Ketchup.
Hot dog weenie.
Hot dog. Yes. Then I want the chili. And I want the slaw. And I guess I am like that. I don't care about onions on it, although I might put some on it. I usually don't, though. So that's how I like to eat mine. got the salt and the pepper over on the table. So what a fast, easy supper. Of course the corn is the absolute best. We've been eating it every day. So good. Very, very good. I can't eat hot dogs that I don't think about Charles Fletcher. I met him through the Blind Pig and the Acorn. He grew up in Western North Carolina. Amazing man. He had so many just amazing things happen to him. Of course, he was part of our wonderful service people that stormed Normandy, you know. Anyway, he loved hot dogs. He never had a hot dog until he was drafted, and that's when he began to know about hot dogs. So he would tell stories about how he loved hot dogs, and he brought that love of hot dogs back to the mountains and told his family about it, which was really amazing. You might have heard me. I usually don't say it, but it just come to my mind. When I was telling them to come, I said grab and growl. That is what Miss Cindy would say, grab and growl, when it was time to come eat. In fact, I have a sign that she painted over here right when you come into the kitchen, says grab and growl, that she painted. That was something her family said. And I did not know until I started writing for the Blind Pig and the Acorn, writing my blog, that is actually a saying that's found throughout Appalachia. It wasn't just her family. I thought it was just her family. It's said in other places. And one time, many years after I'd wrote about it, a gentleman emailed me and told me that he lived in the Pacific Northwest, him and his wife and their children, and his wife had always said grab and growl before it was time to eat. And you know, their whole married life, and they'd tease her about it, and she'd always say, I'm not the only one that says it, there's other people. Well, that day that he wrote me, their grown daughter had come to eat with them, and the mother had said that, and they teased her, and again she said, I'm not the only one that says it, my grandparents said it, other people say it. So he thought, I'll finally prove her wrong, is what he thought, and he got online and he searched for it, and he found me. And then so he was writing to tell me that we had proved his wife right. And then, of course, the interesting thing was her grandparents had migrated from Appalachia out there, and that's where they'd lived and raised her parents. And then, of course, that's where she was raised. So really neat story about the language of Appalachia traveling, which, of course, it probably come with the people that traveled to Appalachia, you know, the first settlers here. So really neat to think about those things, though. And I guess I better quit because everyone's looking at me. They're ready to eat. I'm always glad when you stop by to help me celebrate Appalachia, even when I'm just making a hot dog.
Hey, you didn't let me tell you what I think of when I think of hot dogs.
What do you think of?
Matlock.
Oh yeah, Matlock loved hot dogs,
Yeah.
didn't he?
He always wanted to stop by the hot dog stand before or after a trial.
He did, you're right.
I did this, yeah. I can't do it either. I love Matlock. I've seen every episode.
Okay, pie's up. Anybody wants to come get a piece?